Julius Erving. And what makes him so important is the Lakers are going to have to help out to guard him because nobody can guard him straight away.
We said before the game began that Norm Nixon is the key man.
Well, Norm Nixon, I thought, set the pace for the last series with Seattle because he, in a sense that they say, took it to them.
Lionel Hollins, and immediately, Rod, we see that injured left arm, and he swooped in there with that hook shot.
He got that one over Kareem just with quickness. I think Kareem thought he was going to shoot it a little quicker than he did. He went right by him. Beautiful move by the guard.
So we are tied at 4 here in game 1, and Kareem put the Lakers ahead in 4 for him.
How about it?
Kareem that took his shot looked like Gus Williams on that one.
Little ballet move, beautifully done. I mean, this guy is playing as best he's ever played, in my opinion, Brent.
You know, Hot Rod, in looking at the scores of the Philadelphia-Boston series, I am so impressed by the fact that the Celtics did not get over 100 points in any of the 5 games. That's an unbelievable improvement by Billy C. with his defensive unit as the doctor hits from the outside to tie it at 6.
For many years, a lot of people have said Julius Erving...
Steal by Lionel Hollins, Russ. We'll get back to that point now in just a minute. What about Julius?
A lot of people say if you keep him from going to his right, you can stop him. But he's hitting that jump shot now, and he is practically impossible to stop when he wants to do things. Now, he's got to come out strong this series because he's got to let the guys know that everything's going to be all right. That's one of the things superstars have to do. They have to go out and set the pace to say, okay, guys, I'm ready, we're ready.
Here's Jamaal Wilkes.
Jamaal, a great scorer, and if he gets hot, that'll really be a help for the Lakers because that'll open it up inside for Kareem.
Now, one of the important matchups is going to be how well Jamaal does against Julius Erving. Because if he can counter Julius, then he's done more than his job.
That time he got help from the side by Norm Nixon, too. Huh, Rod?
And that time Julius went to his left, and that's a great move. So you're not going to stop him either way he goes.
Score it, and Norm Nixon fouled.
Now, there's going to, as this game develops, Brent, you'll see guys, as one player or another gets more effective, the other team react to this. And so, as you see, start off with Julius Erving, he hit a couple of shots, and so now you get double teamed. Now, one thing you have to watch for, will the teams overreact in trying to help out, to cover up what they consider weakness? Now, if the Lakers continue to double up and Julius Erving hits the free man, that's going to make it very tough for the rest of the guys defensively. So what they're going to have to try basically to do is to play one-on-one defense.
Cheeks tied the score. With that shot from the perimeter, Russ, we've got 8:42 to go in the first period. What about Magic Johnson? Where do you think he might be the most effective in this series? He can go in or out.
Well, I think their most effective lineup is when they're using Michael Cooper at guard with Norm Nixon and Magic Johnson at forward. Because if the Lakers have a weakness, and it's not a real big weakness, would be at the strong forward.
Here's your play a moment ago. Kareem doubled up. Everyone tries to get help on Kareem, regardless of who they're playing. It's always the guards that try to drop back in. The foul was charged to Dawkins.
And that's what I mean about stress and helping out in that double teaming and triple teaming. If Kareem and Julius both, they have to make enough points, take enough shots to make the other team react to them, but then they've got to hit the open man.
All West Head in the Laker Brain Trust. That was the first foul on Cheeks. Johnson with the score tied at 10, and steal by Cheeks, and he'll go for the layup, and the Sixers are up.
I'd like to mention one thing here, Brent. Magic is still playing a little bit under the weather. I talked to him before he got dressed for the game, and he said he doesn't feel 100%.
Jamaal has moved his shot that time, Russ, to the left side. So he's hit now from outside on both sides, and particularly in Seattle against the Sonics, he was devastating. And as Julius came past Jamaal, he was fouled.
Now there's an example of Wilkes trying to stop Erving from going to his right, but Julius is just too quick. He just makes a quick move. Watch how fast he's right by him. I think Wilkes reaches in to get the foul that kept Julius from going for the layup.
But what he did was he gave him a little fake, like he's going to go to his left. And this is a set of guys, just to get a guy leaning is all it takes.
Dawkins trying to get position, and he's turned it over. Offense.
That's his second foul. Now, if he gets in trouble, you may see Caldwell Jones move over and take Kareem. Now,
Dawkins,
Bobby Jones.
Now, Dawkins does a much better job on Kareem than Caldwell Jones would, because Caldwell Jones is more of a finesse player, and he's just not big enough to finesse with a guy like Kareem, who's also a finesse player.
Russ, they got backdoor, and Magic missed the layup that time. The advantage of having Magic Johnson at 6'8". Here's Hollins going back to Cheeks. Pretty play by the Sixers.
Now, that's typical of the way that the 76ers play. They move the ball. That was a great fast breakaway was run. Not a lot of dribbling.
Kareem moving the other way. Dawkins can't pick up the third foul. Hot Rod, I think you're right. I see Bobby Jones.
Right. Caldwell Jones will move over. He'll move in to play Kareem when Dawkins goes out. Bobby Jones will move to the forward.
Hollins. Yanked away by Wilkes. Wilkes gets it off to Jones, who hasn't contributed much yet.
Made a pretty good move there. Looked like he had leaped too quickly, but he got a good roll. Philadelphia wisely will take a timeout.
And a timeout in Los Angeles. You're watching Game 1 of the NBA World Championship Series on CBS. Game 2 will be Wednesday night, 11:30 Philadelphia time. As Hot Rod Hundley would say, there is Lawrence P. O'Brien, the commissioner of the NBA, and his lovely wife, Elva. They're alongside of him, and right behind them, the Dixons, who own the 76ers. That's Fitz and his bride there on the left. And Fitz was in the press room talking about what the Philly did yesterday at the Kentucky Derby. He's very big in the horse business. What a win by genuine risk. Leg 1 for the Philly. Imagine that. All right, the 76ers with possession. It is 16-14, Lakers by 2. Doctor pressured by Magic, who jumped into the passing lane, and here he is, keying the break, and it was deflected away by Cheeks, who looked awfully quick on that play.
That was a bad pass by Magic. He had a 3-on-1. He should have bounced the ball and would have had an easy layup, but when you try to throw it direct as he did, that made it easy for Cheeks to get a hand on it.
Jamaal Wilkes will inbound the ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Lakers. Philadelphia's bench just in the background. They go into Kareem, maneuvering on Caldwell Jones. And just as you predicted, Hot Rod, of course, it is Caldwell now moving over on Kareem. And Russ, how does that change the defensive look by the Sixers when Dawkins is out?
I would think, you know, Brent, that Caldwell Jones is going to have to put pressure on to keep him out further. Don't let him get his good positions. Did that last time. That's the third basket Kareem's made going to his left.
Bobby Jones inside, missing as he rotated. Magic coming down the middle. Yo-yoing back outside, and Cheeks with his hands full against that taller guard in this match. Inside now, Bobby Jones helps out on Kareem, and the guard reached back on Cheeks, and they have turned it over. 3-second violation on the Lakers.
That was a good job defensively by the Sixers. They've got to stop Kareem from going to the middle when he turned back to his left. He's 4 for 4 in field goal tries, and 3 of them turning left.
Jones is out on Bobby Jones. Cheeks dumps into Caldwell. Caldwell tied up at the baseline. Got the pass off to Lionel Hollins, who made a pretty move. Batted out of bounds by Kareem. Hollins read that play perfectly that time and came inside to help out, but Kareem got a hand and swatted it out of bounds.
He intimidated him on the shot, then knocked it away.
Magic trying to wrest it away and send it off Cheeks out of bounds. It goes to the Lakers. Lakers up by 4.
Now, one thing is developing here. Kareem is going to the middle, but his favorite move is on the baseline. And so when he starts going to the middle, his shot will be set up for that skyhook later on in the game.
His first miss on the turnaround. The doctor sent it off a Caldwell Jones hand.
That was absolutely a perfect